What's going on, everyone? It's the People's Envoy Updog here, and we have a video on all about everything about Starjammers. We've got gameplay. I've got my graphic here for you, and we are just going to go over everything, and then I'll show you some screenshots of the testing that I did, and then if you want to see the actual footage, I'll put that at the end. It won't have me commentating on it or anything, but we'll show you what teams they beat and what teams they don't beat. So, first off on my graphic, this is my second team graphic that has everything you need to know. ISO, you have the unique here, you have the T4s, even have the ISO attacks and the debuffs or mechanics, I guess, that they do on the enemies. Now, it didn't include stuff that they give to themselves, because that's just bonus stuff that helps you, but this is more focused on what it does against the enemies. Now, there is some very specific things that happen. It is a Crucible team, so there's going to be special stuff that happens in Crucible. There's going to be some things that happen if there's barrier on the enemy. So let's go. I'm going to go over that real quick, just to make sure you guys know what to expect there. First up for Howard the Duck, on his passive, he prevents enemies from getting evade, but he has to have the 4 Starjammer allies, so the full team basically, for him to prevent evades. So that's something to keep in mind. And then the trauma here that he gets, that requires 4 allies as well, the full team for the trauma. So the main takeaways for Howard the Duck as far as specialized things you need to know for his kit. For Lilandra, she has quite a few. So offense down from her passive will get applied to enemies if they have barrier. And the taunt, basically preventing taunt, is only on cosmic protectors. So that's another thing, another specialized thing. And then the speed up, preventing speed up on the enemies, that's with the full team as well, the full Starjammer team. So a lot of different restrictions for those, but basically keep in mind, just run the full team and you'll be fine. Let's see, for her ult, for this, when it says clear barrier and all buffs or positive effects, that only needs 3 Starjammer allies. So you could technically do, for that move specifically, you could do a little bit of a hybrid team there. And then the trauma here is Crucible only, so that doesn't apply in other modes, just Crucible. So that's something to keep in mind. And then for Groot, he's doesn't really have any specific team members required or anything like that, so that's good. Havoc, though, he on his passive for this disrupt here, he requires 2 allies. Could be X-Men allies or Starjammer allies, so that's kind of nice, I guess. So if any enemy has barrier, then he prevents immunity. So again, another conditional requirement for that to happen. It's not like Mysterio, where it's just if you have a certain amount of allies, then immunity can't be gained. It's not like that. It's a little bit more specific to that. And then Rocket, he doesn't do a lot of debuffs. He only lowers enemy crit chance. That's all he does, really. As far as this graphic is concerned, he's just purely damage. So that is the story with him. And hopefully you can read Lilandra's ISO attack. I'll just read it real quick because it is pretty small. You'll be able to zoom in on the graphic and be able to find my graphics on my Discord server. So for Lilandra's ISO attack, we're going to attack primary target for 210% damage and 17% piercing, which is a very odd number. They do that a lot in the ISO attacks. Apply offense down for 2 turns. If the primary target has barrier, gain 1 deflect. And if in Crucible, if the primary target has barrier, gain 1 deflect to self and all allies. So pretty good striker attack. That's why I have her listed as a striker. Havoc could be a good striker. The only problem with him is he goes first on the team. So if you have a striker going first, you can't really fully utilize the ISO as much. The striker ISO at least. That's why I have him as Raider. And in my testing, the match was pretty much over by the second turn. If you were taking Rocket's second turn, then something is going bad. You're probably going to lose. So just keep that in mind. So that's why I put Havoc as a Raider, because he's going early. He's going to put out some vulnerables and then Howard the Duck is going to put out some vulnerables. So for Lilandra to striker attack into. I really like the Crucible background for this graphic. I liked the War one too that I did for Liberty, but this one, I don't know, just makes it more colorful and stuff. So hopefully it's helpful for you. And yeah, make sure you can find that on my Discord server. So let's go into the testing that I did. Now I really wanted to put them through a rigorous testing, really tough teams. So the first one I did was the Illuminati, Mephisto, and Odin. And this was room 6, the current room rules for Crucible, and they lost pretty bad. So didn't do so well there. So that was not a good first impression of the team for me anyway. Then I did room 5 here. So mutants gain a revive, and tried the team here, and they lost that room as well. It looked at the beginning like they were going to do good, but then Phoenix Force, Old Man Logan, they just came back, and it was pretty bad. So, interesting that happened, but that did not go so well for them either. We got our first win, if you can believe it, against Superior 6. I wasn't expecting them to lose, but after those first 2 matches, like, oh my gosh, let's go for an easy match, see if they can win. So they did win this match pretty easily. And then I did in room 3, we did a Skrull Annihilators with Pav. They did beat this team, but it was, if I recall correctly, it was maybe a little close. Just because of the room rules, I think, and Skrull and everything, so they were getting the benefit of Lilandra's passive for, not allowing Gladiator to taunt. Oh, so one thing I didn't mention, I should have mentioned earlier, was the characters that I used here, at least the new ones, so Howard, Lilandra, and Havoc, they were all 6 red, 6 yellow, and Rocket and Groot were 7 red, 7 yellow. They were all gear 19, level 105. In the Crucible test server, I've said this in the past, but just in case you guys forgot or didn't know in the first place, what happens in the Crucible test server is they take, I don't know why they do this, but basically the gear tier is knocked down by a level. So because I set these defenses to be able to test them. So I was facing a bot, basically. But the gear tier level gets knocked down by a tier. So they were 19 when I set them, but they get knocked down to gear tier 18. But the funny part is, they're still level 105. So they're level 105, but they're gear tier 18. So take that for what it is. The fact that we lost some of these matches with that lower gear level is a little bit concerning to me, so we'll see how it goes in the live server. Just to finish up the matches that I have, though, that I did test, I did this this team in room 6, Kahhori with Shadow King, Miss Marvel, and CapSam and Falcon, just to try and get CapSam to use his ult and speed up the team even more. So this team, actually, Starjammers lost to as well. So that was pretty interesting. And then I did probably one you've probably been waiting for me to talk about, is just a straight Odin Illuminati. And they just got wrecked. The Odin Illuminati did. The Starjammers just completely destroyed them. It felt really good to have that happen. And then I believe my last match that I'm gonna include in the videos. I do have a bunch of other footage. I tested like Astral. I tested maybe Full Liberty. I can't remember. There's maybe a couple others, but I'll put the ones that I covered here at the end of the video here after I'm done talking, so you can watch those if you'd like. But yeah, this room also, we also lost this match here. Room 3, Skrull, Mephisto, Annihilators. Lost that one as well. Even with not having to deal with Gladiator Taunt, we still lost, and it was crazy. I thought Howard the Duck was technically supposed to be a little bit of a counter to Mephisto, but we got wrecked. So that is the result of my testing. Enjoy the actual testing footage that I'm going to show you here, and I'm going to sign off right now. But if you want to, I'm going to have the timestamps down below if you want to see specific matches. So enjoy those, and we will see you in the next one. Make sure you spend those resources wisely. We'll see you around.